It's expensive to be mad.
Welcome to Bravo's Moms Unfiltered, the podcast where real moms spill the tea on all the things Bravo and the chaos of everyday life.
We're your hosts, Allie and Crystal, two Bravo-assessed moms who aren't afraid to say what everyone's thinking completely unfiltered.
From housewives drama to mom life meltdowns, we're here to break it all down with humor, honesty, and maybe a little bit of bitching.
So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and get ready for some unfiltered fun.
Speaking, he said.
Welcome back, Bravo moms. Let's get started. Should we just finish Atlanta? Is this their final?
Yeah, the final before the union, yeah. All
Alright.
right, so we'll start off with Atlanta Housewives, episode 17, called Rebels and Outlaws. This last episode, they put a lot into it. Like, this whole thing, and I was just like, where was this in the beginning of the season?
Yeah.
Or did we just, like, focused on a main drama between the two, Shamea and
Right.
Porsha?
Yeah.
They start off the episode with Cynthia and Drew doing a photo shoot for Portia's hair business. They did, and then it was like a really fast, within like 5 minutes, they did a clip of everybody. So it was Cynthia, Drew doing a photo shoot for Portia's hair business. Pinky signed with two major businesses in Vegas and DC. Kelli, or Michelle K, is like doing a release of her country album.
On
Yeah. And then she's like the first African-American country woman signed by a major label
Oh, wow.
in Nashville. So,
Wow.
I mean, that's great. Yeah. Shamea and Pinky and Kelli, they go to a pumpkin patch with their little kids, and they kind of sit and talk about the Halloween party from the last episode, because the last episode was heated. It was all about, Shamea apologizing to everybody and then getting validation from the allegations that Angela had made about her and another man donated to one of her charities. And so she wanted validation. And Shamea is starting to look like, to me, it's like, don't give light to it. Like, Shamea likes to give light to everybody's accusations. And the more you give light to it, the more it just seems like you're doing too much to find your innocence.
Yeah. Or you're guilty.
Yeah. And so the girls are trying to tell her, like, they're all saying that you play victim because this is what you do. You try and find your innocence, like proof and stuff like that. And it's like you want validation from everybody. Like, I was right. Woe was me. And so last episode made me change my mind about Shamea, even though, I've always enjoyed her journey with, her struggles with trying to conceive a boy, which I understand. You have your girls and stuff like that, and your husband really wants a boy, and it's drawn out in paperwork or whatever it is. So Shamea, Pinky, and Kelli, they talk about it, and they're kind of just like, Drew was Angela's lap puppy. Drew was like, well, I think Angela was telling the truth. And then they were like, well, how was Angela telling the truth when the guy just said it? Like, no, I didn't say. Like, that's not what happened. So he did say it. He said it to be funny and joking, but she made it seem like he was telling the truth, knowing that it was a joke. So Angela was actually telling the truth. Like, he did. He made it seem like, haha, he. Yeah, I gave her money. But that wasn't the case. Like, he never slept with her. He said it as a joke to someone who repeated it. So it was half and half, I guess. Half true, but the words were true, but not the actual statement, I guess.
Mhm.
Shamea got fined by her HOA for so I got to mention that on the very end of the episode, the Halloween party, some guy was trying to like hook up with Drew, and he bought her a horse and brought it to Shamea's Halloween party
God.
and left it. Like, Drew's like, what am I supposed to do with this horse? Anyways, the horse ended up doing his business on the yard. Shamea got a fine supposedly got an HOA fined for the horse poop.
Oh my gosh.
And so she's like, well, either I get an apology from Drew or I take her to court. And I'm just like, why would you say that?
Yeah.
Like, Drew didn't even know she was getting the horse.
Yeah.
She didn't want a horse. She's not dating this guy. The guy did it as, I don't know what kind of gesture he was thinking, like,
That's a
but
weird gesture.
to like penalize Drew for
Yeah.
it and kind of bring Drew, like, once again, like Shamea is trying to play woe is me, I need an apology, like, look what you guys are doing to me, I'm getting a bill for $2,200. Like, they fined her, supposedly they fined her
Yeah.
because later on in the episode she gives Drew the letter of the HOA sends, but there's no picture. There's a
Okay.
picture from the camera crew. But usually when you get fined in an HOA, they send you pictures.
Yeah.
There was no pictures in the letter. So I don't know if it's true. I think it'll come out in the reunion that it was false. And that'll look bad on Shamea. That'll definitely validate everybody saying that she wants to play victim and she wants everybody to feel sorry for her. Shamea, Kelli talks about her, or Michelle, Michelle talks about her album release. And she also said that she extended the invitation to Drew to be the bigger person, which I thought was nice. Drew is house shopping with her mom because Drew and Ralph, I don't know if they're ex-husband or not, or divorced or finalized. He lives in the basement, of course. And so they're still going through the family court for parenting rights and everything. And she's like, I don't know how it's going to go, but I just want to be prepared. So she's looking at houses with her mom. And it's just really sad between her and her mom have a moment of how hard she works and how hard she does it for her kids every day. And that her mom is a big help. And it just sucks because sometimes the person, you go through a separation and the kid and you need help. Like you're going through so much and trying to make a living, trying to make a career, and you have the mom is helping with raising the kids and she's also getting backlash for it. And I think so they had a heart-to-heart moment and they both cried and it made me cry. It made me feel sad for the mom. Because all they're trying to do is just help. Phaedra and Kelli go over the court date. So Phaedra is helping Kelli with her ex-husband going to court with her regarding her children being on the show. That her children couldn't be on the show this season, so Phaedra was going to go help her. And at the end of, you prep, and Phaedra gifted Kelli a bra because Kelli doesn't believe in bras, and I thought that was funny. Phaedra, Porsha, and Angela, they all go to Chicago to celebrate Drew's mom's 80th birthday. And Drew's mom is a pastor. I didn't know that. I'm going to have to look that up. They called it, her title was Pastor Janet.
Okay.
That was funny. Phaedra tells Porsha about the horse for Drew. Drew says that this guy is done. His name was Terry. She's like, he's benched, and I don't know what to do with this horse. Drew ends up bringing Black, his name is Black, to the birthday party. And this whole season, nobody knew if Black was real. The first season, Black was on the phone with her. They all had a date night. At Porsha's house with their significant others or couples or whoever they wanted to bring. And Drew had him on for 2 hours straight on the phone.
Yeah, it was weird.
Wild. So she brings him up on the last episode. Drew till this day, is still denying that they're just friends. Friends is what Bravo put in his little thing. Phaedra tells, Black, and then Dr. Ken shows up. I don't know if you've heard of Dr. Ken.
Mm-mm.
He's someone famous and shows up and is literally hugging Phaedra for a really long time. So I don't know if Phaedra and them have had a thing, but it was funny. Dr. Ken tells Porsha, I can be your counselor for your next marriage, and kind of takes a jab at Porsha. Drew plays her new song called The Birthday Song, which I thought was cute. Shamea meets with her surrogate before the last insemination. Say that 5 times faster.
Yeah.
And they have a heart-to-heart moment. It's really sad. And I think it works out because I did see a recent post or no, at the end, they did the credits and they did where everybody is at in their lives. And it showed her and her husband on a plane ride, and she's videoing her husband's reaction because she was like, "We're pregnant." And he
Good.
was like, "Are you serious?" So we'll find out at the reunion because by now they would have had the baby.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Porsha and Sway meet up and they talk about their relationship. Angela and her family have dinner. Angela says that her house that she put up for the market at the beginning of the season finally got rented. So she's making money instead of losing money.
Good.
Angela has a fan line coming out. You know how she always had the fan?
Yeah.
So finally she's coming out with a fan line. They all go to K. Michelle's party. And so this is like the final ending of the show before the reunion. It's really nice. It's beautiful. They did a great job with decor and everything and the setup. Shamea pulls a bad move and brings the HOA letter to Drew, which I thought was really tacky. And then Drew gives it to Phaedra and says, "Can you look into this for me?" And Pinky's like, "Oh, she can't take any more clients right now." I start laughing. Pinky and K. Michelle are laughing the whole time because Shamea and Drew are literally just arguing about horse poop. And so I'm just like, what in God's green earth is going on? Why? Lady,
Yeah.
why? Kelli, Porsha brings Sway to the event and makes it exclusive. So the last episode, Porsha finally says that her and Sway are finally an item. She finally picked one at the last episode. What a coincidence.
To say it.
Hey, Michelle sings a really good. She sings amazing. She had a fantastic speech. I really loved her speech about she just thanked all the girls and how she's had a really good time and it's been a blessing and everything. It was a good night but it ended bad because after the show, Drew and Michelle got into it about the black guy, the guy that Drew is talking to but not talking to. And Michelle's like, "I don't understand what is this big point? Like, what are you trying to prove?" And so like Drew pulls up receipts, like just basically pulls up the text message because Michelle's like, "Yeah, like I texted him back like a long time ago, like Christmas or something." And so Drew pulls it up and it says it's like a thank you message. And it kind of just looks like a message that she would put and copy and paste to all her fans or everybody that's responded. And it was just very tacky of Drew. I think Drew wanted to make a scene in the last episode. It didn't end up working out too good for her because Michelle got heated. And as Michelle got heated, Drew was walking back and she tripped and tried to blame it on the bouncers. And it was clearly her pants were too long. So that was the end of the episode. And then they did everybody's lives. And I was just like, okay, same old, same old. Yeah, that was basically it. And then the reunion's coming up. And it's so crazy to me that K. Michelle and Porsha are the two seats. The
It's
two.
the first two. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
So I just like this whole time, like Shamea thought she was going to get first seat and K. Michelle got first seat. So we'll see how the reunion goes. And that was it. That was it for Atlanta.
We can do OC. It felt like this episode was just kind of like a filler. I didn't take too many notes.
Okay.
So this was filming during I don't even want to say this word out loud, the cartel like fights in Mexico. Do you remember that when that was going on? This was filming during that. Well, Vicky is not able to go back to Mexico to her house for safety reasons. So because of that, Tamra wants to invite the girls over for like a Puerto Vallarta taco party because Vicky can't go back. So she's trying to give Vicky like her fix of Mexico here.
She'll be fine. She'll be
Right.
fine, Tamra.
So Gina, Emily, and Shannon all meet up. And Gina and Emily are really into TikToks, which I love seeing their TikToks. So they tried to get Shannon to do a TikTok. And Shannon said Heather did an intervention, air quotes, about how bad her TikTok / like social media presence is. So trying to get her to get more on the TikTok and just utilizing her platform basically to make money. Tamra, Jen, and Heather meet up and they talk about how Heather is friendly with everyone, but will talk behind their back. And Heather how Heather's friendly, but she talks behind everyone's back. Vicky meets up with her son Michael, who lives in Spain now. So if you remember him from like the OG, he was like this weird like college kid at the time.
I remember, yeah.
And then I guess he still does work for her insurance company. Now he does it remotely. I don't know why he's in Spain, but he does it. He works remotely for her company in Spain. And she also has a daughter, Brianna. And they talk about how Michael hasn't seen Brianna in over 8 years and hasn't even met 2 of her kids. And I guess she's in Oklahoma.
And so now we know why, though, right? Because they don't get along with her husband.
With her ex-husband.
Yeah.
Well, she
Is
doesn't
it her ex-husband? She got divorced?
from Don. Yeah, I don't. If I remember correctly, Don wasn't Michael and Brianna's dad. He was their stepdad.
No, I'm talking about Brianna's husband.
I see what you're saying. And he was like in the military too, wasn't he?
I can't remember, but that's why they don't talk, is because Brianna's husband is not. I don't know. I don't know if he's not so nice. I can't say that because I've never met him, but
that's why Michael
allegedly, yeah.
Okay, so that was interesting. I have seen Brianna all over TikTok, and I think she was living in Illinois for a little bit too, because Vicky's from here, like Barrington, I think. And I thought Brianna was living here for a little bit, but I guess she's in Oklahoma now. Tamra, Jen, and Carmela meet up. Carmela brings up the Dior purse because evidently she's heard people talking about it. And she said that Gina should be grateful that someone gave her friend a designer purse. And she says that purse was like $3,000, which when Gina finds out about that, she's like, what? Because Gina just gives Emily like a gag gift. That's like a hoodie meant for like 2 people. So,
but like $3,000 could be like $300 to someone who's rich. Like $300 for a gift to like my mom or something is a lot of money.
Is a lot of money, yes.
But we're middle class. Like if someone's like a multimillionaire, $3,000 is nothing.
Exactly.
So
it's like $5. And then they talk about how Carmela was Playboy of the month, In the house that she's in, her monthly rent is $35,000 a month. That is insane.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I could not imagine that. And she works for the Oppenheim group, the Selling Sunset group. I don't know if you caught that watching this episode.
The what?
But she works for Selling Sunset, the Oppenheim group.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
Right?
That's why they keep
when she said that, I was like, okay, well, I feel like she fits their persona.
Yes, she does.
So many people work for that group. She said she got in real estate to sell the house that her and her ex-husband lived in because she realized that, how'd she put it? She put it like, because they can't make it together, she wants someone else to make good memories in this house. So that's why she got into real estate. Let's see. Shannon texts Tamra. Shannon sends Tamra like an olive branch text, and she asks if she can help decorate for Vicky's party. And we later find out that text meant a lot to Tamra, and Tamra ends up like crying over it because she said it reminds her of all the good times that her and Shannon had. So they're at the Puerto Vallarta party. And everyone's there but Carmela because Carmela has to go to Santa Fe or Ranchero Santa Fe or something like that. So she's not there. So Jen sits outside with Emily and Tamra and some other ones. Jen shares that Heather told Emily that Jen is obsessed with Tamra. And Heather overhears and says, it's because every time we're together, you're always bringing up Tamra and if I talk to her and anything like that. Jen said, I was doing it because you said you don't have any close friends. So I was trying to be a friend to you. And then you go and talk behind my back, and that is what I was afraid of this whole time. So they end with Tamra doing basically like putting your friends in a box because that's what Heather does. So she has these boxes and she wants everyone to decorate it and put in either something good or something bad about that person, and it's all anonymous. And we know how this ends. It never ends good. So Tamra gets some not so nice ones, and she actually says that she'll take all of these into consideration and doesn't get mad, which is big for Tamra.
Well, this whole thing is a jab at what's her face?
Heather.
Right, Heather. Okay.
Because Heather puts everyone in a box. Yeah. Vicky gets one that says she's a Debbie Downer, and that does not go well. That's from Emily. Tamra tells Shannon, she is sorry, and when Shannon texted her, she cried because it reminded her of their old friendship. And she said she's truly sorry for everything bad that she has said. Everyone else got pretty okay ones, I thought, for the most part. But that was episode 4.
My God, Vicky was so hilarious because Vicky's box, Heather puts you're boring or something like that. Or Debbie Downer.
No, Emily put Debbie Downer, yeah.
Emily
She's
put
like, "I'm
you're
not Debbie
Debbie
Downer.
Downer.
I'm not
And
Debbie
then
Downer."
Vicky's like, I'm not a Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
And I just start laughing. Like Vicky almost reminds me of Kathy Hilton funny.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just I can't. An OG for sure.
Right. I can do them.
Okay.
I can do them, Allie. Excuse me. This is episode 18 or 17, I don't remember. This is the final. Lala and Nia meet up, and they're actually getting along, which was interesting to see after the whole Mexico thing, where Lala was trying to talk to Danny, and Nia said, "You have to go through me."
Huh?
And Lala says in her confessional, they're friends, but how can they both be friends? Because obviously Nia's married to Danny, and Lala and Danny don't get along. So she's saying, how can they both be friends when they have a common person in common who doesn't like them? So that will be interesting. Jesse and Lacey go to the doctor. She talks about freezing her eggs and possibly freezing Jesse's sperm. And I thought it was kind of telling. But in the confessional, they asked Jesse, where do you see yourself with Lacey? And she goes, oh, yeah, I want to get married and have a kid. And Lacey goes, I like how everything is right now. And she goes, watch, I'm going to be an asshole. And he's going to say that he wants to get married to me. But Lacey has specifically said that she does not want to get married again. So I thought that was funny. But she has said it a couple of times that she does not want to get married again. And I don't blame her.
Yeah. She
doesn't need to.
No.
Especially
She's
to Jesse.
happy.
Yeah, especially to Jesse.
Yeah.
So Brittany's hosting a Halloween party, and it's the night of the party. Janet and Zach talk with everyone, and Janet is over Zach not wanting to be friends with her, even though he acts like he is. I don't really get where she thinks he's acting like they're friends. I think he's just being cordial and like an acquaintance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he necessarily thinks they're like besties. And Jesse brings up to Michelle that he heard she was secretly dating a comedian and that Isabel has met him. And she said, basically, yes, she has met him, but it's because I went to a showing and I had to bring Isabella with me. So, like, were they not supposed to meet? So Jesse gets really upset about that.
Mm-hmm.
And Michelle says, I am just trying to do my job. And unlike you, I'm trying to sell a house. And it just so happened I had to sell a house or do a listing, and I had her with me and he was there.
Yeah, but then again, I think Michelle last season was trying to put that in their divorce where she didn't want him
To
introducing
Lacey.
her. But yeah, so now it's backfired and be like, so you can do it, but I can't do it.
I can't, yeah. And of course, who ratted her out was Isabella. Isabella told Jesse that
I've met
she
him.
had met him.
Well, he probably showed her a picture.
Yeah.
And so he's interrogating that little girl, though.
Yeah.
So who's in the wrong?
Yeah, of course. And I don't know if you caught this, but in like the middle of the episode, Nia literally calls out Danny for being drunk. Did you catch that? It's like middle of the episode, and it was a real fast transition. But all you hear is Nia say, "Danny, you're drunk," and he goes, "No, I'm not." And then it like goes to a different scene.
Yeah.
So Jasmine comes up all heated because she talked to Jesse and confronts Michelle, and she was saying, I was like, Jasmine, why are you even doing this? Like, stay in
Yeah, it was really unnecessary.
It was really weird. And then
she
Janet
wanted
goes,
a moment. She wanted a moment.
Yeah, and Janet goes, there are two sides to every story. Like, don't believe what you hear. Which, yeah, don't really believe what you hear from Jesse, but you don't need to be coming in all hot and heavy like this, acting like it's your business. Nia comes up to Danny and said that, Nia comes up to Zach and says that she has been having combos. Nia said that Zach says that it was Nia. No, was it Zach? Was it Kristen said that it was Nia that manipulated Zach? And Zach said that's not true. So then Brittany and Lala walk in, and Brittany said that they make Zach feel bad for being friends with Janet. And Kristen said that she never said that Nia manipulates Zach. And then they flash back the clip, and she says it in that clip. And I was like, I don't know why she's going so hard for Nia and Danny, whatever. And then as this is all going on, they flash to Jesse and Danny standing in the back. Jesse is telling Danny to drink water. At some point, when they flash back to them, Danny stumbles and Jesse catches him while they're in line to get water. Did you catch that? When they're in line to get water, Danny kind of like stumbles and Jesse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was already like drunk. That's why you see him in the next scene on the couch because
Correct.
He needed to lay down.
He did need to lay down. So, like you said, Danny lays down. Jason is actually here. He sits down because he needs to put his leg up, and the only place to do it is on the couch by Danny.
Lies.
You think so?
L-I-S. Lies. You
I'm
could have
just gonna
gone
say
inside.
I'm just gonna say that was
Yeah.
production. It was
Yeah,
all production.
there's couches inside. You could have moved furniture. Plus, you knew he's wasted and he's
Right.
laying down.
You're gonna start something. So
Mhm.
it's awkward. Danny asked how Jason is, and Jason says, I heard you said hurtful things to Lala. And Danny says, I did not. So Janet sees Jason over there and goes to Lala, do you want to come over with me to confront him? So Lala and Janet come over. And Danny says he isn't going to listen, especially when he isn't going to listen to Janet, especially when she hasn't even said that she's sorry. Lala said, I heard through the grapevine you had an apology from me, and he said for saying to go back to your husband. And that's when Janet kind of loses it with Danny. And I missed this part. I guess she throws a drink at Danny. I didn't see this. So then Danny stumbles out of that area, comes over, and immediately tells anyone that will listen that Janet threw a drink on him. Nina gets so upset and starts running and telling everyone that Janet threw a drink on him. And then everyone's telling Janet to leave this party when it's not even their party, it's Brittany. So they go to find Brittany, and Brittany has the smallest birthday cake ever to sing happy birthday to Michelle.
I don't understand. You spent all the budget on the party. You only had time to buy
Right.
Probably because everybody knows that nobody's going to be hungry because they're all
yes. Plus they're all on GLP-1s too, so.
Yeah, Ozempic, whatever.
So that's where we leave that. So we'll have it's a 3-part reunion.
3 parts? There was,
That's
really?
what I said. How's this going to be 3?
3 parts? My God, I can't. I want to know, the difference between how many people watched The Valley this season
Versus
Jack's Taylor, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I
Because
would
basically Lala took his spot.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she's the villain, technically.
We'll see.
McBee.
Okay, the McBee Dynasty, episode 8. It's called The Real American Cowboys. They start to pack for Vegas. Jesse has made up his mind and they go to Vegas. He goes to Vegas. Cole and Kacie tells Kacie that we should get married in Vegas while they're packing. Casey doesn't like that idea. So they all head to Vegas. They end up staying at the Virgin Hotel in Vegas, which is really nice. Props to the Virgin Hotel. You've always been nice. Please send us over there if you'd like. We'll come and entertain. It has a bowling alley and a swimming pool in one of the suites. Allie and Steven get to their hotel and randomly, when they get in from the airport, they want to get in, not the hot tub, but the jacuzzi or whatever they have in their room. And then I don't think it was necessary for the whole butt naked scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's literally butt naked, just walking in the bathroom. And he hands her a glass of wine and he gets in with her. I just thought it was unnecessary. I was like, we don't need to see all that. They all get ready to go out for dinner. Steven pulls Kacie aside and finally apologizes for fighting with her over the talent business.
Good.
And Kacie kind of says, okay, but she's like, I kind of just want to sweep it under the rug since we're in Vegas and I want to enjoy my time. Oh, I keep saying, I'm just, long day. They get to the restaurant and Jesse acts really inappropriate. Basically says, I'm going to drink whatever is put in front of me. His attitude is just really shitty. He's there, but he doesn't want to be there. So why did you come to ruin everything for everybody? The ladies tell the guys they can't go to the strip club, but the ladies can go to Thunder Down Under because it's her bachelorette party. And so,
I feel like that doesn't go over well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. You tell a man to not do something, the man will always do what you told them not to do. 100%. The ladies explain that the strip club, they're more naked than the guys. And the guys are there just dancing sexy, which is totally not true.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that's true.
It's totally not true. I've been there, and that's not true. Ladies, no. Good try, though. Good try. Jesse is definitely getting heated about the whole naked men dancing on Allie flashback from last year when they went to a strip club for Allie's bachelorette party. Allie, during the dinner, turns to Jesse and says, you need to eat something. And Jesse says, no, I want a drink. He's like, and I'm rethinking about going to the strip club. And I was just like, you want to be knocked out of your chair, man, sir. Like, who talks to some, like, I can't. I can't. And it just goes left with the Jesse and Allie. Like, Jesse, like, is like, I need you to apologize to me. And he's like, Allie's in confession saying when Jesse drinks, he can be two different type of people. He can either be a nice drunk or a mean drunk. And Jesse is definitely being a mean drunk.
Yeah.
And he's like telling her to apologize to him. And so she apologizes and he's like, that's not good enough. And I'm just like, oh no. Like, I know how to handle this type of person. Security.
Yeah, right.
They get done with dinner and everyone goes back to the rooms because it was just a fly day, flying in and then eating dinner. Cole tells Steve Jr. about the wedding in Vegas, and Kacie still doesn't agree with it, but I think Cole knows like she'll do whatever
He
I
wants.
say.
Yeah.
So Steve Jr. and Allie go to bed, but the rest of them stay up till like 5:30 in the morning and party. They wake up the next morning around lunchtime. They all talk about the wedding, and Kacie finally is on board with it. The night before, Jake ends up peeing his pants. He was so drunk.
My gosh.
Half the crew go to Cowboy Christmas, which is the cowboy trade show. And they go to kind of like check out the booth. So they go like Kacie goes and kind of does her investigation with the talent booth, which I thought was good.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll
Smart
help give
message.
insight for the business. They look at rings for the wedding. Galena shows up for the bachelorette party, which I thought was great. That was nice. The girls get back to the hotel and they get ready for Girls and Thunder Down Under. The boys are discussing the rules for the night, and Jesse tells all the boys, like, two of the girls said, if you go to a strip club, it's over. Steve says, I'm just relaying the message. The girls rent a pink limo and they head to Thunder Down Under. Allie starts sexting Jesse. Jesse reads the messages, and now he's all of a sudden really happy.
Right.
Galena is the only single one and is ready to party. The boys have decided to go to the strip club. Kacie sends a picture to Cole, and the guys are like, oh yeah, we're definitely going to the strip club now, because like they take a picture of the girls and they're all sitting on the guys' laps from Thunder Down Under. And so they all go to a strip club called Sapphire, except Steve. He does not go in. He goes back to the hotel, tried to be all like, I'm a good boy. Like, no, you probably went back to the hotel and just rented pay-per-view. Don't lie.
Right.
They get there, and now they get there and Cole and Jesse are like nervous now. Like they get to the strip club and they're like, maybe we shouldn't do this. You already walked in the door. What do you mean we shouldn't do this? You already have done it. Like, there's no turning back. You literally paid to get in already. They all get nervous when the ladies ask him for a dance and they're videoing him. They both look at each other and they're like, I think it's time to go back home. And I'm just like, that's because you didn't want it on camera.
Yeah.
And the girls are getting back from Thunder Down Under and the boys are getting back from the strip club, and they both meet in the lounge. And Kacie and Cole go back up to their room and Cole confesses. He's like, I gotta tell you, we went to the strip club. And Casey's like, I gotta tell you, I got pulled on stage. And it was just a really cute moment. It was a funny moment because they like both felt guilty and both were like
Yeah. They have to
confessing,
tell each
but
other.
they didn't want to fight. They didn't want to fight. And it was just like a natural moment where we all have that, like, I
Yeah.
love you too, but I also did this because I was with my friends, and it was just like, so I like that moment. It was good videoing. Allie and Jesse ended up having a good night. They made up. The next day, they get ready. They have the wedding. They go to the Clerk County first. They have to get the Clerk County to get paperwork for
Okay.
the marriage.
Yeah.
And the lady at the front desk is like, I'm a Bravo fan. I know exactly who you guys are.
That's so funny.
Little old lady.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
died laughing. I thought it was a good-hearted moment, too. They head to the Elvis chapel. Well, Kacie gets a dress. It was cute. I liked it. It was like a halter top, long, cute. They head to the Elvis chapel. The crew show up, and Allie's in like this winter coat. and sunglasses. Like everybody's wearing like summer dresses, tank top, boobs
Listen.
out, whatever. And then Allie comes in like she's from the mob, like a mob housewife in a big fur coat. Yes, Steve's Allie. And like sunglasses. She never takes it off. She doesn't take this fur coat off. So I don't like, why are you cold? Like
That's weird.
is it winter? Am I where are we? But I
Yeah.
was no, the rest of the girls are just in summer dresses. So I thought that was very weird. I was like, what's going on? Like, what are you hiding? Maybe she was hiding something and she couldn't cover it with makeup.
That's my fault.
I don't know. I don't know. So they get married and it was cute. She came down in a pink Chevy with Elvis in the car. Cole does a cute little speech and they get married. And that was it. And we'll see next episode when Mama McBee finds out.
So are they still having like a real wedding, or is this a
Yeah. So they're officially married, but they want to have a wedding when his dad gets out of jail. And they don't know when that will be.
yeah, interesting?
Yeah. So that was the end of that episode. Not much.
Real Housewives of London. I did episode 1 and 2, just a quick little summary. Episode 1, we just meet the 6 housewives. Amanda, who's one of the housewives, she hosts an International Women's Day. She wants to bring everyone together. When they get there, I don't remember, because I can't remember everyone's name, but I think one name is Panthea, and the other one is Julia. Panthea gets upset, calls Julia out, saying that she is basically using people's clothes. Like, basically, she doesn't own any clothes, and she just keeps taking clothes from anyone and everyone. And then I think it was Panthea gets upset because one of her kids went to the dentist and needed a filling, and something happened where, like, the dentist or someone was talking about her to Juliet, so she got upset about it. It was really weird, and it was such a weird story. So she gets all upset about that, which is why I think she called Julia out about this whole like dress thing. So of course there's already like tension stirring with them, and everyone starts to choose sides. We don't have any Americans in this one like we do with the ladies of London. Everyone here is pure either from London or from a different country. Then episode 2, Karen hosts a dinner party, and she married someone high up. I don't think he's like a duke, but he's high up, and they seem like a weird couple to me, but evidently they make it work. They have like 3 or 4 kids, and they're redoing like this house, which is where they first started living. Now they're like in a different house because you know how they have all these different houses. So her project with her kids is working on this house. So she hosts a dinner party, and she's hoping that they can all get over this issue, especially Panthea and Juliet. Juliet gets really upset because she feels like everyone is judging her, especially about this whole her borrowing dresses. I'm trying to see what else happens. And then some of the girls go to this wellness experience, and it was really weird. I think Amanda hosted it, and it was kind of like not Pilates, but like Pilates and strength training. And at one point, she's like, I don't remember much, but she was just like, hitting her chest like this, and she was like saying like, oh, like it was really weird. I was like, where are we, the jungle? And then she's like, pat your underarm. I guess it's supposed to bring like energy into your body, but it was just
You're supposed to like pat your elbows.
yes, yeah, and say and go like
You're-
or like some kind of sound like that.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
So I think it was supposed to bring like energy into your body. So the girls went there before Karen's party, and they were hoping that everyone was going to get on the same page and make amends. But that's basically that in a nutshell. I feel like we just got to know the ladies and got into a little bit of drama with Panthea and Juliet.
Panthea is her name.
Panthea is her name. Nessie's another name too. They have some very interesting names.
Well, they're not American, of course, so it's going to be hard for us to pronounce. Sorry.
So I'll take better notes on episode 3.
It's beautiful though. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And then I just did a quick in the city recap because we didn't really do anything on was it the city or in the city? I don't remember. The city or whatever.
The city, yeah.
So the city picks up where Summer House left off, and it follows Amanda, Kyle, Danielle, Lindsay, and then a couple newcomers that we haven't seen before. So we all know Amanda and Kyle. We didn't end with, but we know that they are in the process of getting a divorce. So I believe when they first started, it flashed to them, the whole like Wes and Amanda thing. So the whole Kyle and Amanda thing took center stage this season because this is when Amanda is actively looking for an apartment and does move out. In her apartment, so it's her and Kyle apartment, and then next to their apartment is where they work with Loverboy. So I don't know if it's just like they rent both areas or whatever. So but they have 2 units. And in their apartment, I don't know if Amanda's a hoarder, but she has so much shit in that apartment. Like, I would have lost it. I do not like clutter. So I don't know how Kyle dealt with this, but when she went to move out, she ended up like packing all her stuff.
That she
And
wanted.
she said that she wanted, and she said she was gonna come back for the other stuff. I don't think she's ever come back for that.
She
There's
hasn't,
some
'cause in the reunion, he talks about it.
Does
About
he?
not signing the divorce papers until she comes and picks up the rest of her stuff. Yeah.
It's bad how much stuff she has. So Amanda really leans on like Lindsay and her other friends because she's trying to rebuild her independence while also trying to be separate. I think they're going to separate for like a month. And the day that she's going to move out, supposedly Kyle had some friends over and one was a girl. And this was like the night before she was going to move out. And he was up till 5 or 6 a.m. And that got Amanda really upset. Lindsay is back. I feel like I got to know Lindsay a little bit better. This watching the city, got to know more of her as a mom and her just trying to do her thing between being a mom, being on the show, and just being an influencer. So I like seeing her in Mama, but also trying to be a friend. Danielle, she was on Summer House, correct?
Yes.
So she is here. She is with her boyfriend. I can't even say his name, but he is, I think, still married or they're separated. And she really wants to have a baby with him, which I believe we now know that they do have a baby, and he was either born early or he's in the NICU for some reason. I
Yeah,
don't know if
he's
he
a
was born early complication.
11
So they
weeks.
end up having a baby. She tries to make up with Lindsay. Lindsay doesn't really wanna do anything with that. She kinda just lets it sit. They do, I guess, make up a little bit, but I feel like
Yeah, we know why from Summer House when Carl had his soft opening at the bar. We know why Lindsay is now mad at Danielle
yes.
because she said things that were not okay with
It's a
her
whole
in the
thing, yeah.
confession. Yeah.
So then there is newcomers, Whitney and Kenny. Whitney is on the younger side, I would say, and she moved all the way from LA to New York to be with Kenny, so she is basically starting her life over, doesn't have any friends, and is moving here for him, and people think that they are moving too fast, and Lindsay has basically said that she doesn't think that any woman should basically move in with a man and depend on the man, which is exactly what Whitney's doing, and she doesn't think that Whitney should move in with him basically before getting a ring.
Mhm.
Whitney has said this at least a couple times
Mhm.
this season. Then there's Yvonne and Nick, and I believe did they also have a baby?
Who?
Either them or the other couple, Yvonne and Nick, have recently had a baby too.
Yeah, because I think she was pregnant at the same time.
As
No, that was the other guy.
was it? I know there's another couple that was also pregnant.
Mhm.
But there's Yvonne and Nick, they are married, and they actually have, like, a second wedding, which goes to, like, shit, basically, because Amanda and Kyle make it about them, and Yvonne gets upset that it's not on them. The attention isn't on them for, like, their second or third whatever wedding they're throwing. Andrea and Lexi, I don't know much about them, but they seem more of, like, in a stable relationship, and I see one of the most normal couples. So one of the biggest things that happens is they go to Friendsgiving in Connecticut, and this is kind of where everything explodes. Lindsay and Whitney clash. So everyone was going to give like the master suite to Yvonne and Nick 'cause they just had their third, fourth wedding celebration or whatever, and it didn't go well. So they were going to give the room to them. But Lindsay and Georgia,
Mhm.
thought the room should go to them because they're moms and they never get time alone. So they pulled the mom card, which I didn't necessarily think was right. Being a mom, I don't know what you thought, but
I'll pull the mom card
I thought she
all
was.
day.
I mean, I will too, but I think I don't know. In this situation, I don't think she should have pulled it. And I get where Whitney's coming from, where Whitney says she does pull that card a lot because I think she does, but being a mom is one of the things that identifies her. So I think that's why she pulls it a lot. So Whitney gets upset. And yeah, when he gets upset and Lindsay overhears this and she does not like it, so she gets pissed about the whole situation. Kyle is in his feelings about the separation from Amanda, and they actually have to end up sharing when they're in Connecticut for this Friendsgiving. What else happens? Lindsay and Danielle are still trying to make progress towards their friendship, and it's like a roller coaster of like a friendship. And then I didn't really watch the reunion, so I don't have much to say about this. So I don't know if you watch it and want to chime in, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched clips and bits and pieces, but I mean, it's good so far. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's odd that Amanda is still on this show, but it was crazy because she out. I mean, when the news hit, they were already editing, and they probably couldn't edit her out. They edited
Right.
West out.
They did.
We know that, right? Because he was supposed to be in it, and then they quickly
We're supposed to
took
be in
him
it.
out. Kept
Yeah.
Amanda.
Yeah.
So.
Overall, I mean, I thought the city was okay. I really got like the Valley vibes, but in New York, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if they go for season 2, season 3, see what happens from here.
Let's see.
And with quick Bravo news, yeah, Frank Catania, Dolores' son, got married in Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see Stassi's take on the whole Jax with his publicist?
Mm-mm. What'd she say?
So
What'd she say?
she says she hopes they get married, is what she said.
Stop it, Stassi.
Yeah. She says
Stop killing
she
people
says
with
she
your
hopes they get
kindness.
married, and they basically make a good couple, and she always thought that the publicist was shady, is what she said.
Yeah, she's killing them with kindness, but
Yeah.
literally her eyes are like lasering straight through them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they knew the whole time your publicist is behind how you control the narrative.
Mhm.
And they try but it was crazy because Brittany, that was also Brittany's publicist.
I know.
And
What?
so it's crazy to me, like my mind's blown, like this publicist was probably the one that kept Brittany running back to Jack.
Right? Yeah. And now look at her.
The Smartwater thing. So
Yeah.
Mr. Jackson Smartwater, apparently
Yeah.
there was a thing. He did an ad for Smartwater, but it ended up being a fake ad. Brittany called him
Yeah.
out on the podcast saying that Smartwater actually messaged me and said we don't have any affiliation with Jax Taylor. Jax came out with his thing, and it's like a long rant. Like my ex-wife still won't leave me alone till this day and still tries to bash me, even though I'm still the father of her son. So I don't know. I mean, good luck.
Yeah.
Allie is hanging out with Austin from Southern Charm. Her recent podcast with someone said that Allie from Steve McBee.
Okay.
So she said they're friends and they may be doing a collab together. They were somewhere yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, she just opened her own Ace Hardware store. He has a bar and a beer. So the only collab I would think of would be Craig, if Craig used his sewing down
Yes.
south
Yeah.
with Ace Hardware. Because Allie's Ace Hardware is more for like women where you see
That's what you were saying. Yeah.
candles and pillows and things more of the women line. I mean, you still have your men
Yeah.
like the tools and stuff like that, but maybe you have like a pink tool chest set and pink instead of everything's like red and yellow. And I don't want a red screwdriver. I want a purple one with
Well, yeah.
sparkles on it. And I want it bedazzled so when I'm putting things together, it makes me feel good about
Yeah.
myself. So that could be it. But that was the only Bravo news that I had because I know
Yeah,
we
that's all I had
just
too. I was just looking. I feel like there's really not. It's not the week for Bravo news.
and that's a wrap on the episode of Bravo's Moms Unfiltered. We hope you had as much fun listening as we did spilling the tea. Because let's be real, moms need unfiltered moments too.
Make sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. And if you love today's chat, leave us a review. It will help other Bravo-loving moms find us.
Yes, don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Apple, what else?
Amazon Music.
Amazon. And then also Instagram.
Yes.
And yeah, like us,
That is
star
it.
us, give us your opinion, please, please, please.
Yeah. Yes. Until next time, keep the wine chilled, the drama on TV, and the mom life real.
See you next week, Bravo Moms.
I'm reckless, offensive, I destroy your defenses. My guest list is priceless, and yes, I run a tight ship. Bentleys and